Good evening, and welcome to this week's edition of Dateline SAU, where you can catch all the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University. I'm Alex Ruggles.
And I'm Cody Keppen. St. Ambrose students joined area educators in a conference held last week in the Rogalski Center. Their task? To prepare for changes in the core curriculum facing Iowa school systems. Educators across the country are reevaluating what skills a student needs in the 21st century. Noted educator and author Dr. Jamie McKenzie conducted the symposium, which looked at ways teachers can promote better understanding and critical thinking skills in their students.
How many people hired mortgage brokers who had deals with the banks?
Standards are now coming into Iowa, and we want our students to see that it involves not just them, but practicing teachers and practicing administrators across the state. It's going through K through 12, it's going through all the systems. The teachers now have to decide, how do I fit these standards? I've been doing X number of things in the past, how do they fit the standards? What do I need to change, revise? How do I come in line with these new standards?
Marple adds that education is moving to a more common core of student skills and a more standardized method of assessment.
The construction of the new dorm building, North Hall, is making good progress toward completion. The building is now fully enclosed, and rooms inside are beginning to take shape. A major contributor to the progress is the nice weather the area has been experiencing, with temperatures reaching up into the 60s. Construction should be finished fairly soon.
So the new building, North Hall, as it has been named, is coming along very well. The construction is actually on time or under time and under budget. So the weather has been phenomenal.
Hansen says that the new dorm should be on time for its opening date of August 1st.
A former St. Ambrose University faculty member and administrator has died in Texas. Dr. Robert Risto was currently serving as the Dean of the College of Education at the University of Texas at Permian Basin. Risto spent his entire 40-year career in education, including more than 20 years at St. Ambrose. He served in many different faculty and administrative roles while at SAU, including chair of the Education Department, director of the Graduate Special Education Program, and dean of the College of Education and Health Sciences. He left St. Ambrose in 2010 to become dean at the University of Texas. Robert Risto was 61.
The St. Ambrose Music Department held its 36th annual High School Honor Band Festival on Thursday. 70 students from the area were selected by their school directors to be in the SAU Honor Band. The St. Ambrose Symphonic Band opened for the Honor Band on Thursday night. They've been practicing 2 days a week since January. The group had its dress rehearsal on Tuesday. It was director Gene Beshin's 8th Honor Band Festival.
Always really a lot of fun. We have this year we have 70 high school kids coming from 18 schools, and so they really enjoy being on campus. And the Symphonic Band helps me run the festival. I couldn't do it without them.
Symphonic Band already consists of over 40 members, but the event helps them expand each year since the concert serves as a major recruiting tool. The Symphonic Band is now preparing for several other concerts, including a spring finale in early May.
An SAU junior recently penned and published her own novel. It all started in a creative writing class here on campus. Dateline SAU's Sarah Clifton has the story.
There's a brand new author on campus, but you won't find her book in the SAU library. Zoe Smaltz is the self-published author of Black Angel. The book is about 4 teens visiting the Black Angel statue in Iowa City. The story draws on her own experiences visiting the statue last summer.
I had like 130 Microsoft Word pages, and I was trying to read it for typos, and after you've read the same chapter like so many times, like you just like skip over things. And so I had my friend Abby Tickler, she was also in the class, and she sat up with me, and we had a lot of long nights, and we would go through everything and edit it and break it down sentence by sentence, and it just took a long time.
Legend says that if you are kissed in front of the Black Angel, you will receive bad luck and may even die. Smaltz has so far proved that legend otherwise and plans to continue writing.
I mean, she has special talents and she has special ability and she's really into it. But it just really shows how student writers can really move forward with their work and do anything with it they want. So I think it should be an inspiration for students.
For her next book, she hopes to write short stories and poetry, and in the future, maybe even explore the ghost stories of SAU. Smaltz has sold about 50 copies of her book so far. If you are interested in a copy, you can contact her at smaltzzoek@sau.edu or search for her name on Amazon.com. Sarah Clifton, Dateline, SAU.
With technology constantly changing, it can seem confusing on what's new and better. With a push for broadcasting to go digital, even radio is seeing a transition into high definition.
This is KALA HD2 Davenport and K291 BP Bettendorf, serving the Quad Cities at 106.1 FM.
It's called the radio of the future, but what exactly is HD radio? I went to SAU's KLA studios to get more answers.
Well, HD radio is basically a form of FM broadcasting that uses the digital technology rather than the analog technology, which is kind of used with conventional FM radio.
With all this new technology, what new programming is being offered?
The HD radio offers us in the same amount of spectrum to offer more programming options. So for example, on HD1 we might have a jazz program. Over on HD2 we have Spanish.
For more information about KLA programming, visit sau.edu/KLA.
A national campaign to end the use of the word retarded to describe those with disabilities reached the St. Ambrose campus this week. Students were encouraged to sign pledges to end the use of the R word and learn more about the campaign.
My endorsement is special education, so I almost take it personally. I know some of the struggles that those people go through, and they're just like the rest of us, so it's kind of offensive. This poster, we're taking it to Des Moines, to the Capitol, and then it's going to be framed and probably shown in Rogalski, just as a reminder. People can walk by and be reminded not to use that word and what they pledged for.
Last October, President Obama signed a federal law that removed the terms mental retardation and mentally retarded from federal health, education, and labor policy, replacing them with terms like intellectual disability.
Ambrosians are invited to share their international travel experiences by submitting photographs of their trips. The annual Around the World in a Snapshot photo contest is currently accepting photo entries until March 19th. The photos will be displayed on the Multicultural Week. The entries will be judged by the SAU campus community with a ballot box located next to each photo.
Kind of have people share their overseas experiences with the rest of the campus community. It's open to faculty, staff, and students, and so anyone who has traveled overseas or to another country is eligible to enter.
Photos can be submitted into 6 different categories: nature, architecture, family, portrait, artistic, and capturing diversity. The winners will receive a bookstore certificate, and the photo will be displayed all year.
In our age of social media, many organizations are trying to keep up with the changing times. The Communications and Marketing Department for St. Ambrose University is working to create a larger social media presence as well. This year, the university has taken the steps necessary to reach more people over more social media platforms than ever, expanding a presence on places like Facebook and YouTube.
Well, social media is it's a beast we're trying to wrestle to the ground, as it were. We're trying to figure out how it's a great opportunity, and we're trying to figure out how best to maximize the innumerable platforms that we can use to get the university's message out, not just to students and prospective students, but also to alumni and to potential donors and things of that nature.
He also understands the importance of overcoming the generation gap when creating an effective marketing strategy for St. Ambrose. He says the department will seek feedback from students as they progress.
A group of Ambrosians have embraced an activity outside of the classroom while improving their health in the process. They are taking weekly Zumba classes. Zumba is a Latin-inspired exercise dance class that incorporates dance and aerobic elements. This student-run activity is open to all St. Ambrose students and is held weekly in the Rogalski Ballroom, on Tuesday evening at 5:30 and on Thursday evening at 8. There are no sign-up sheets or requirements to attend the Zumba class.
SAU Student Theater offers a unique opportunity for students to work on every aspect of a theater production. The play, Reasons to be Pretty by Neil LaBute, will be the next production. It explores the main character's journey after he ends a 4-year relationship with his girlfriend because she has a regular face.
I know that when I was beginning to look at this, I really thought about why I look in the mirror every time I pass something, or why people do this. And especially because we take so much pride on what's on our outside, but it has nothing to do with what's on the inside. So I think the audience will leave having a good question to ask themselves about why they are the way that they are and how they feel about themselves and others.
The play runs March 22nd through the 24th. Seating is limited in the small studio theater, so you were urged to get tickets by calling the Galvin box office at 563-333-6251.
St. Ambrose University will be sponsoring a 5K run at the Davenport Soccer Complex on March 25th. Those looking to challenge themselves in this 3.1-mile race can register online at getmeregistered.com. Proceeds from the Run Buddy Run race will benefit St. Ambrose Athletics.
It was a busy week for St. Ambrose University sports.
The Fighting Bee basketball team opens play in the NAIA National Tournament.
And the men's volleyball team faces 4 nationally ranked opponents in the span of just 3 days.
Dateline SAU's Annie Smith will be here with all the highlights and more coming up after this short break.
Stay tuned.
The right spot.
How's your day going?
It's been pretty good, Ethan. How about yours?
Not so good. Lately, I've been feeling like I don't have what it takes to become a journalist.
Hey, I have just a solution for you.
Really? What do you mean?
Come on, let me show you. The Career Center helped me get a great internship.
An offer like that seems to be the answer to my problem. Thanks, Joe.
No problem. Stop by the Career Center today.
The St. Ambrose men's basketball team opened up play in the first round of the NAIA National Tournament Wednesday evening, with the Fighting Bees taking on Marian University Knights from Indianapolis, Indiana. And the Bees lose a heartbreaker 75-72 in overtime. SAU shot 45% for the game, but from behind the arc they were only 3 of 24. The Bees were also out-rebounded 43-30. Mike Kennedy led St. Ambrose with 20 points, but was held scoreless the last 9 minutes of regulation and also in overtime. Chris Donnelly added 18 points, while Marquez Davis and Justin Blondell also reached double figures. The men's basketball team ends its fine season with a record of 25-9. The St. Ambrose men's volleyball team was looking at a big weekend. They were set to host 4 top 10 teams over the next few days. A good test for the team with the national tournament just a month away. First up, number 7 Hope International. St. Ambrose entered the weekend ranked number 2, and it was a special night for the Bees, as they honored 5 seniors on the team. In Game 1, it was one of those seniors, Hayden Grove, with the kill. And the Bees win the first game 25-22. In the second set, it's time for another senior here to shine. It's Dan Daljotis with the kill, and the Bees come away from behind to take the set number 2, 25-23. On the third set, and it's another tight game, the Bees take an early lead on the big kill by Daljotis, with the set by another senior, Michael Nooner. A bit later, the Bees are at match point, and it's Joe Sponseller with the block and the point, and St. Ambrose sweeps their first top 10 opponent for the week. Dan Daljotis led the day with 15 kills. Matt Bram had 10 kills, and Michael Nooner added 35 assists as the Bees stay undefeated at home and prepare for the start of the Fighting Bee Classic the very next day. St. Ambrose opened up play with a quick sweep of Hannibal LaGrange, setting the stage for a matchup of the 2 top teams in the country, and a large crowd saw St. Ambrose prevail again. The 3-0 win was the second sweep this season by the Bees over Park. Dan Daljotis led a balanced SAU attack. There is no rest for the Bees as they face 2 more top 10 teams on Saturday. For the second time this season, number 6 Graceland pushed the Bees to 5 games. Then the Bees battled back from a 1-0 start to knock off 8th-ranked Warner. Since the reality check at Grandview back on February 15th, the team's only loss this season, St. Ambrose has won 8 straight, improving to 23-1 on the season and moving back to the top-ranked number 1 team in the country. The St. Ambrose track team made some noise at NAIA National Indoor Meet in Geneva, Ohio. Senior Mandy Strew finished off her indoor career with the best shot put performance in the Bees program history. Her throw of 46 feet and 8 inches was good enough for second place, earning her All-American status. Junior Rachel Lures also nabbed All-American honors with a 7th place finish in the pentathlon. On the men's side, Joseph Torres cleared 6 feet and 8 inches in the high jump, good enough for 5th place and All-American honors as well. The track team will now head into a busy outdoor schedule, which will run well into the month of May. The Queen Bee softball team hosted a doubleheader in the Ambrose Dome and found it to their liking with a dominating doubleheader sweep of Knox College. The team got off to their best start of the year with a 14-run first inning. In the opener, Aaron O'Donnell had a triple and a double in that big first inning. It was more of the same in Game 2. The Queen Bees win 9-0 and get back to over the 500 mark on the season as they head into the spring break trip to Hardeeville, South Carolina for 8 games. The men's baseball team hit the road in Jacksonville, Illinois, where the team went 2-2 against 2 opponents. A late inning rally by the Bees came up short in their first game versus Illinois Springfield. In Game 2, Brian Hennessy fired a 3-hit shutout en route to a 3-0 win over Culver Stockton. The Wildcats got a measure of revenge in Game 3, pulling out an 8-7 victory, but the Bees rallied in the nightcap with an 8-5 win. The Bees moved to 4-6 on the season as they now play 10 games over spring break in Tucson, Arizona. And that's it for sports this week. I'm Annie Smith.
Thanks, Annie, and that'll do it for this week's edition of Dateline SAU.
We will be away for spring break next week, but we will be back in 2 weeks with the latest news and sports from St. Ambrose University.
St. Patrick's Day is popular among college students. This year, the day caps off at our week's spring break, so we asked students about their favorite thing to do on this Irish holiday.
We will leave you with their responses. Thanks for watching.
Good night.
On St. Patty's Day, my favorite thing to do is go to parades with family and friends. And then afterwards have like a family party and have a bunch of people over and just hang out.
Favorite thing to do on St. Patrick's Day is go to the Southside Irish Parade in Chicago.
The thing to do on St. Patrick's Day is to look extremely good looking. And I do it quite often. I do it every day, and I just do it in green on St. Patrick's Day.
I love to eat food. My mom makes the best food in the world.
Basically, go out and party.
And my favorite thing to do on St. Patty's Day is celebrate my best friend's birthday. Woo!